Hey everyone, welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to be taking a look at
Mhm.
home-based businesses.
Yeah.
And for this one, we were diving deep into 30 small business ideas anyone can do from home.
Okay.
It's from Forbes,
Interesting.
and it was published February 1st, 2025. So,
Very recent.
yeah, super recent stuff. Um, whether you're thinking about leaving your 9 to 5
Right.
or you're just curious about what's possible with working remotely,
Yeah.
we're going to explore a bunch of different ideas today.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. So this article is interesting because it kind of goes beyond just like
Mm.
listing ideas, It talks about
Yeah.
this whole like shift
Okay.
that's been happening with home-based businesses,
Yeah.
like less
Mm.
about side hustles and more about building something that is
Mm.
sustainable.
Like a real business?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a real business, something you can really own.
That you can really own. It's interesting because the article really highlights how this has exploded since 2020 when remote work became the norm for so many people.
Yeah. Did you know that 50% of businesses in the U.S. are actually run from home?
Really? Wow.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah, that is.
So are you ready to dive into some of these specific business ideas from the article?
Absolutely. Let's unpack the most promising ones, I'd say, and
Sure.
really figure out what the potential is and, most importantly, if
Yeah.
it's a good fit for you
Right.
as the listener.
All right, let's kick things off with something that I think a lot of people think about,
Okay.
and that is freelance writing.
Ah,
So
yeah.
just imagine yourself curled up on your couch. You're earning hundreds of dollars per article.
That sounds nice.
Sounds pretty good, right? But the article does make it clear that your writing has to be really, really good.
Yeah, especially these days.
Yeah, especially with AI and all that.
Especially with AI. That's a really good point, actually. The AI is really changing things. And to really stand out as a writer today, you can't just be good.
Right.
You need to have something unique to offer, a specific niche, or like a really strong voice.
Yeah. Like, how do you connect with those readers?
Exactly.
Yeah. So think about what you're good at. Are you a great storyteller?
Mm-hmm.
Are you amazing at explaining complex topics?
Yeah.
Like, can you make even boring stuff sound interesting?
That's a valuable skill.
Yeah.
And don't underestimate the importance of building relationships, too.
Oh, yeah.
With editors and clients.
Yeah.
Networking is huge. And having a professional portfolio, to showcase your work.
Absolutely. Okay, let's move on to the next one. How about virtual assistant services?
Oh, interesting.
So you're basically like the organizational superhero
Good.
behind all these successful entrepreneurs.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's interesting. There's a big demand for VAs now
Yeah.
because entrepreneurs are juggling so many things.
Yeah.
They need help with scheduling, email, even social media.
Right.
You could earn a decent hourly rate too, like $10 to $50 an hour.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
get to set your own schedule.
Wow. That's awesome. But the article does point out
Yeah.
that there are some downsides.
What are those?
So, you're relying on clients for work.
Right.
So you're not always guaranteed a consistent paycheck.
Yeah.
How would you handle that uncertainty?
That's a good point. I guess diversifying your client base would be helpful.
Yeah.
And setting those clear boundaries.
Yeah, exactly.
Managing expectations, even though you're working from home.
Even though you're working from home, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's switch gears a little bit and talk about online tutoring.
Okay. Interesting.
You ever thought about that?
Yeah.
So you get to share your knowledge, help students, and you could potentially earn like $20 to $60 an hour.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
There are a lot of platforms now like italki and things that
Yeah.
make it really easy to connect with students all over the world.
Right.
But could you handle different time zones?
Yeah, because that could be tricky.
Yeah. And what about students who, maybe they're not as committed and they
Yeah,
kind of disappear on you?
the flakiness.
Yeah, the
Right.
flakiness. So those are all things to think about.
Yeah.
What subjects are you really passionate about?
Yeah, that's a
Do you have a knack for explaining things in a way that people understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, moving on.
Yeah.
This one gets me excited. This is e-commerce,
Ooh, okay.
building your own online store
Yeah.
and selling products to customers worldwide.
That's a big one.
The article highlights people who are making like 6 figures and 7 figures
Wow.
annually. So e-commerce is huge.
It is.
So what would you sell?
Yeah.
What unique products or services could you offer?
That's the big question around.
What could stand out in this like crowded online world?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's where niche markets come in, right?
Right.
Thinking about what you're passionate about and problems that you could solve.
Could you make jewelry, design T-shirts.
Yeah. Or maybe you curate like a collection of vintage clothing.
Oh, yeah. There are a lot of options.
So many options.
Right.
And then there's that question, drop shipping or holding your own inventory?
Ooh, that is the question, right?
Yeah.
Dropshipping is appealing because you don't have to store or ship products,
Right.
but the profit margins can be lower.
Right.
If you hold your own inventory, you've got more control,
Yeah.
but then you've got upfront costs.
And the logistics.
The logistics,
Yeah.
yeah.
So much to think about with e-commerce. All right, let's move on. How about graphic design?
Okay.
Could you create like visual stories for brands?
Yeah.
And you could earn like $30 to $150 per hour.
Wow.
Yeah. The demand for talented designers is huge, especially now with social media and
Yeah.
online marketing and everything.
Yeah.
It's not just about being artistic, though.
Right.
You have to understand the business side of design, too.
Absolutely. You've got to be comfortable with software, able to meet deadlines, and interpret those client briefs.
And constantly learning, too.
Yeah.
Just things change so quickly in the design world. All right, how about social media management?
Oh, that's a popular one.
Yeah. So you're like the voice and the strategist
Okay.
behind a brand's online presence.
I see.
You're crafting engaging content, running ads, building a loyal following.
Yeah. The article mentions monthly retainers ranging from $1,000 to $5,000 per client.
Wow.
Yeah. It's big, but it's a fast-paced world.
Yeah.
Can you handle the pressure of posting and monitoring and adapting to those ever-changing algorithms?
All those changes, yeah. Because it's not just about
Just
posting pretty pictures, right?
Yeah.
You got to understand those analytics,
Mm-hmm.
develop those content strategies,
Yeah.
engage authentically with your audience.
All right. It's about building a real community.
Right. So think about your own social media habits.
Yeah.
Are you a natural storyteller?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like connecting with people online?
Do you enjoy the challenge?
Yeah. Okay, let's shift to something a little more physical now. Fitness coaching.
Okay.
So imagine building your virtual fitness empire. You're creating workout plans, you're motivating clients,
Yeah.
helping them achieve their goals.
It's rewarding work.
You could charge anywhere from like $50 to $100 per session,
Wow.
and even supplement that with online programs and memberships and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but the big question is, are you passionate about fitness?
Right. You have to lead by example.
Yeah, you got to walk the walk,
Absolutely.
not just talk the talk. So what about those communication skills?
Yeah.
Can you create a supportive environment
Mm.
online for your clients?
Yeah.
Okay, for all the creative people out there.
Yeah.
How about crafting and selling your handmade goods on platforms like Etsy?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so imagine making like $2,000 to $10,000 a month
Wow.
doing what you love.
That's the dream.
It is the dream, right? But it takes more than just talent, though.
Right.
You have to be really productive.
Yes.
Manage your inventory.
Right.
Market your creations effectively.
Be your own boss.
So think about what you love to create.
Yeah.
Could it be jewelry, unique home decor, one-of-a-kind gifts?
There's a big market for that.
There is. And
Yeah.
remember,
Yeah.
presentation is everything.
It is.
High-quality photos, those descriptions need to be compelling, and that customer service has to be excellent.
Absolutely. You got to stand out.
Okay, back to the digital world.
Okay.
Web development.
Yeah.
Could you build websites for clients?
I see.
And you could make like $60 or more per hour doing that.
That's good money.
Businesses are moving online like crazy, so web developers are in super high demand.
They are.
But this one does require those technical skills, right?
Sure.
Are you comfortable coding, understanding design principles?
Yeah.
What about managing these projects that can last for weeks or even months?
That's a good point. Project management's key in that field.
Yeah. And what about scope creep?
Oh, yeah.
How do you handle that?
That can be tough.
Yeah, managing those expectations, setting boundaries,
Right.
keeping everything on track.
Communication is key, I'd say.
Yeah.
Being really clear about the process.
Yeah.
Setting timelines.
Yeah.
Being upfront about challenges.
Okay. This next one's for the people with years of experience under their belt.
Yeah.
Professional consulting.
Interesting.
So sharing your hard-won wisdom
Yeah.
and guiding clients to success.
You're like a mentor.
Yeah. And you can make anywhere from like $50 to $250 an hour doing this.
Really?
Yeah. But you got to be confident, articulate,
Mm-hmm.
and be able to present your knowledge in a way that gets results.
makes a difference.
Yeah. So think about your career.
Yeah.
What unique skills do you have? What knowledge have you gained?
What have you learned?
Yeah. And could you package that into a consulting service that actually helps people?
That's a good way to think about it.
Yeah. And are you comfortable with that demanding nature of client work?
Yeah.
Sometimes those calls can be long,
Yeah, for sure.
and you got to be prepared to answer those tough questions.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. How about something a little more unexpected?
Hmm?
Personal chef services.
Oh, interesting.
So you're cooking up these custom meals for busy families, for individuals,
Yeah, okay.
and you could be making like $500 to $1,200 per day.
Wow.
That's a lot of cooking, though.
That's not for everyone.
Yeah. So you need some serious kitchen skills, reliable transportation,
You gotta get her.
and the ability to like roll with those punches.
Yeah, because things happen.
Yeah. Like last minute changes.
Ingredients change?
Yeah, your ingredient costs go up.
Right.
So organization is key in this one. Right?
Absolutely.
You're juggling menus, dietary restrictions, client preferences.
Oh, gotta keep it all straight.
Can you handle the pressure of a busy kitchen
Yeah.
and maintaining, food safety and all that?
Yeah. It's super important.
Yeah, okay. We've covered a lot of ground here.
We have. There are even more ideas to explore, too.
Yeah. But before we move on, I think it's important to take a step back and remember
Yeah.
you can make anything work,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't make everything work,
It's a good point. Yeah.
So how do you choose the right home-based business for you?
That's the question.
Let's dive deeper into that in the next part of the deep dive.
Okay, I'm excited to hear more.
Stick around.
I will.
All right, so we've gone through a bunch of ideas. Now, how do we actually get started with a home-based business?
Right?
The article actually has a great FAQ section that goes over all this.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it really helps break down the steps.
Okay.
So, first of all, how do you actually start?
Yeah, where do you even begin?
Right.
Well, the article really emphasizes aligning your skills with what's actually in demand.
Oh, okay.
So it's not just about what you're good at. It's
what people are willing to pay you for.
That makes sense. How do you figure out what people are actually willing to pay for?
Yeah, that's the tricky part, right?
Yeah.
The article actually suggests talking to people,
Oh, okay.
like potential customers.
Really?
Yeah, early on.
Okay.
And finding out what problems they have that
Right.
they would actually pay to have solved.
Interesting. So you get that real feedback.
Yeah. You're not just working on assumptions. You're actually getting information.
Okay. So you've got your idea. You've talked to some people. What's next?
Okay. So then it's time to
Yeah.
take some practical steps.
Okay. Like what?
Register your business name.
Mm-hmm.
Set up a dedicated workspace.
Yeah.
You don't want to be working at the kitchen table anymore.
No more kitchen table.
No more kitchen table. Invest in the equipment or software that you need.
Yeah.
And once you're bringing in revenue,
Mm-hmm.
open a business bank account, have those proper accounting systems.
Oh, so important to get that financial stuff set up.
Right, from the beginning, yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
what about those initial costs?
Yeah.
How do we keep those low?
Yeah, because that's a concern for a lot of people, right?
It is.
Starting a business can be expensive.
Yeah. The article does talk about those low-cost business options,
Yeah.
like service-based businesses.
Right. Things like virtual assistant, freelance writing, tutoring,
Yeah.
those require minimal startup costs
Okay.
because your biggest asset is you.
Your skills and knowledge.
Exactly.
Okay. What about online businesses?
Oh, yeah. Those are great.
What are some good options for those?
Web development,
Mhm.
social media management, content creation,
Okay.
those are all booming online.
Right.
And you can even create those digital products,
Yeah.
like online courses or ebooks
Right,
that you
right,
can
right.
sell over and over again.
Yeah. And e-commerce too, right?
Of course, e-commerce is a natural fit for the online world.
Yeah.
Whether you're drop shipping, selling handmade goods on Etsy.
Yeah. Creating your own website. There's a global marketplace out there.
And don't forget about coaching and consulting.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
Those are all things that can transition pretty easily online.
They can.
Okay.
Yeah.
This FAQ section's been really helpful breaking down those initial steps.
It has.
But I think there's this point that the article ends on that we need to highlight.
Okay.
It says you can make anything work,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't make everything work.
Yeah. That is so true.
So true. So how do you actually choose the right business?
Yeah. How do you narrow it down?
Right.
That's what we're going to find out in the next part of the deep dive.
Stick around. So we've explored all these options.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy to feel overwhelmed,
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
There's so many choices, so much potential.
So much potential.
But how do you actually pick the right one?
Yeah, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
That's where so many people get stuck.
They do.
They get that analysis paralysis.
Yeah, so let's help our listeners avoid that.
Yeah.
Where do we even begin?
I think the first step is to think about those ideas that really resonated with you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So going back to that initial excitement.
Yeah.
What got you excited?
Yeah.
Which ones tapped into your skills, your passions?
Right.
You know, it's about that gut feeling
Yeah.
that says, hey, this could be something.
Okay. So you've got that short list. Now what?
Now it's time for some research.
Okay.
Dig a little deeper.
Mm-hmm.
Look into the market demand.
Right.
Are there enough people out there
Yeah.
who need what you're offering?
What about competition?
Oh, yeah. Is there a lot of competition?
Yeah.
Can you stand out?
Can you offer something different?
Can you offer something unique? Yeah.
So it's not just passion, it's also
It's got to be practical, too.
practical.
You know?
Yeah.
Think about the financial side of things.
Oh, yeah, the money.
What are the startup costs?
Mm-hmm.
Can you afford to invest in what you need?
Right. What about growth potential? Yeah. Can you see yourself growing this business?
Okay.
And then the time commitment?
Oh, yeah. The time.
That's a big one.
It is.
How much time can you actually dedicate to this?
Especially at the beginning.
Especially in those early stages.
Right.
Because it's going to be a lot of work.
Yeah. And remember, you don't have to,
You don't have to go all in
go all in right away.
right away.
You can start small,
You can test the water,
do a little side hustle.
maybe a pilot project,
Yeah.
a limited launch.
Yeah.
Get some feedback, see how it goes.
This has been such a great conversation.
It has.
I want to turn it back over to you, the listener, now.
Yeah.
What really resonated with you from all these ideas?
What stood out?
Yeah. What got you thinking like, hey, I could actually do that?
Yeah. What possibilities are you seeing for yourself?
Think about your skills, your passions.
What problems can you solve?
Yeah.
What value can you offer?
Yeah, you know, this article focused on those specific ideas.
It did.
But it makes you think bigger.
It does. It makes you think, what unmet need is out there that you can fulfill?
From your own home office.
From your home office.
Yeah. What would it take
What would it take
to turn that passion into profit?
to make that dream reality?
Don't let that spark fizzle out.
No, keep that momentum going.
Take that next step.
Do some more research, connect with some people,
Reach out to those experts.
put yourself out there.
And if you're ready to share those dreams with the world,
Let us know.
head over to social media.
Use that hashtag.
Use that hashtag. Hashtag the deep dive.
Hashtag the deep dive.
Tell us about your aspiration,
your challenge,
your
man.
successes.
We're all in this together.
We are. And who knows, maybe your story will inspire a future episode.
Yeah, we'd love to hear from you.
Thanks for joining us on this exploration. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep diving deep.
Till next time.